Hi guys, this is Mike with TimeMojo.com, and I have a video review today that's just going to be one hand. So our hero gets ace-2 suited on the button, and we isolate what looks to be a fishy type player just because he limped under the gun. And ace-2 suited against a wide limping range plays extremely well in position, so this is definitely a very plus EV play here. As played, the fishy player calls, and we flop pretty well. If you look at the our opponent's range here, I gave him about the top 50% of hands just to kind of see, and he's gonna have overcards to this board about half the time. So a c-bet here is definitely plus EV because even if he calls those overcards, we have value against some of that range. So I definitely would advise a bet. The one thing I don't like that our hero does here is he only bets half pot, and I think this is a little bit of a mistake because I've said in previous videos, if you had a monster on this board or even just like a hand like pocket eights, you would not bet half pot. So you definitely want to represent the middle top end of your range to give yourself room to bluff on later streets. As played, the fishy player just kind of like quickly snap check calls on this board, which kind of tells me that he definitely has the middle bottom end of his range, just like combo draws like something like 3-5 suited, or even worse, like he could have like a hand like 4-2 suited and stuff like that, just like a pair plus a little equity. And he could just have like naked overs or like a hand like 8-5 suited, just stuff like that. So that being his range, I think this is an excellent turn card to barrel here. And our hero bets a really good size here. I think this is really good because it looks just like pretty strong. And this is also somewhat of a scare card for the fish because it is a higher card. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. And on this river, we totally brick, but this is absolutely a fantastic river to bluff. Reason being is our opponent has a flush a very low percentage of the time. I did the math on his flop range, and he only has a flush draw in his hand about 12% of the time. So that being said, he's very unlikely to really have a flush by the river. So you should never be scared that your opponent has a flush. And I think this is a big mistake that a lot of micro stakes players make, is they kind of see the 3 flush cards on the board and automatically assume that our opponent could have a flush and they're scared to bet. So with that being said, the fish is likely to be scared of this card as well. So it's an overcard, it makes a flush, it's just a really good card to bet. As played, our hero decides to check back, and the fish shows bottom pair. So I think the biggest thing to take out of this hand is when you see a really connected board with a flush draw on it and your opponents are calling 2 streets and the flush hits, it's really unlikely for them to have the flush in their range, especially if they have a really wide range. So don't be afraid to bluff on this card. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this short clip. As always, please let me know if you have any questions, and good luck at the tables.